Namaste guys and welcome to the new session. So today in this video we are going to learn how we can insert a number inside an array. So let's assume one array. I'm going to create one array of integer type and it is having a name which is ARR, and we are going to mention a specific size, or we can ask our user to provide a size. So I'm going to create a size variable. So let's assume our size is 5. So I'm going to provide it by 5 elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and our 5. So as you can see here, we have our 5 elements and our array size is 5. Now in order to insert a number, we are going to need a number. So I'm going to create a num variable, and inside this num variable I'm going to store our number which we want to insert inside this array. So let's assume we are going to store a 6 number, and in order to store this number inside this array, we are going to mention at what position we are going to store. Let's assume if I want to place that 6 number at this third position, then we need to specify that position. So we are going to ask our user for position, or you can write directly if you want. So let's say I want to add this at the third position. Now after getting all these inputs, what I'm going to do, so let's see how our array output array will look like. So our output array will look like this: int arr and our updated size, because here our size is 5, so we have 5 elements, so we need to increase our size by 1, so our array could hold 6 elements. Now our updated size and our array elements will look like this: 1, 2. At 3 position we are going to put our 6 number, and after that 3, 4 and 5. So this is how our array will look like at the end. Now in order to achieve this, so let's understand what we can do. So I'm going to create a bitmap. So let's understand. I'm going to put this our initial array elements, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we have this our 5 elements. So as you know, array follows the indexing. So I'm going to put position 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So ARR of 0 means this position, ARR of 1 means this position, and other. Now in order to create a new array or this updated array, what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow shifting method. Now we are going to insert our 6 here, so we need to move this 3 at this position, and this 4 at this position, and 5 at this position. So we need to perform a shift tip operation. So I'm going to create, or I'm going to update our array size by 1, so which will hold another element, and I'm going to move this 5 at this position. So our 5 will hold here, and our 4 will shift at this position. So our 4 will be here, and our 3 will be at this position. So we can write our 3 here. So as you can see here, we still have this copy at the 3 position, because we have stopped shifting these elements at this position because we are going to insert it. So simply we can update this positions value by doing ARR of 2 equals to num. So as you can see here, now after this line our programs execute this value as 6. So this value go. So as you can see here, we have achieved our array. Now to have this functionality, we are going to create our loop. So obviously as you can see here, if we shift from this side, so we are going to lose a value, because if we shift this one at this position, this position will hold 1, and this position will also hold 1. So after shifting this at this position, we are going to lose this 2. So we are going to shift from back side. So we need to decrement a loop. So we are going to use a decrementing loop. So let's create our loop for. So we need to mention our initial position, which will be this position, because we are going to shifting from this position to this position. So let's say int I, and what is this position? This is nothing but it is size minus 1, because we are taking help of indexing to access these elements. So as you can see here, index starts from 0 and it ends at 4. So our pointer should point at this position. So our initial position is size minus 1. Now we need to provide one condition. So as you can see here, size is 5 but the position is 3. So size is greater than position, because if a position becomes 7, so we don't have a 7 element, so this program is going to throw error. So what I'm going to do, I should be always greater or equal to position. But as you can see here, our position also follows indexing. So if I take 3, means it will point at this position, but we are going to access this position, so I'm going to decrease it by 1. So every time our size minus 1, because let's say our size minus 1 is 5, so our now position will be at third position, and it will check if the position value is less than a size. So after this condition, what I'm going to do here, so we are going to write our decrementing I. Now we have our loop to shift each position or to access this each position. Now we need to perform operation to inside this loop. So what I'm going to do, our array will point at this position at first, so we need to access this element first. So this is nothing but our I, because our I is here. Now what I'm going to do, ARR of I should be at the position ARR of I plus 1, means this variable will go at this position. So ARR of I plus 1. So using this, we can shift all these elements until it reach its condition bound. So as you can see, let's dry run it once. So first initially our size value is what? It is 4. So let me take size. So size minus 1. So our value is now 4. Now at this position our I is 4. So let's see if this satisfy our condition. So I is greater than equal to position minus 1. So position minus 1 is nothing but 2. So obviously 4 is greater than 2. So this condition satisfies and it's enter inside our loop, and this shift this 4 into this side. So again it will go and it decrement I by 1. So our I value was 4, now it is 3. So at 3, obviously 3 is greater than 2. So this condition will also satisfy and it will perform the operation second time, and it will shift this 3 to add this 4. Now again this will go and this will execute I minus minus. So now our I value becomes 2, and here 2 is, it is not greater but it is equal to 2 or position minus 1. So this condition also satisfies and this loop executes, and this keep puts our 3 to this position. Now after this position, as you can see here, our I value is not greater than equal to position value, because our I value is now become 1, and here 1 is not greater than equal to 2. So this condition falls and it comes out of a loop. So this loop is working. So we have now successfully shifted these all element, but now in this position we have still our 3. Now to change this 3, as I have told you, we are going to use this. So now after this loop, what we can do, we can write this instruction ARR of position minus 1 equals to num. So this condition satisfies and it put our 6 number at the position minus 1, which is nothing but our index 2. So at this position our 6 will be stored. So we have finally achieved our updated array, but as you can see here, we are still using size as 5. So we need to update our size in order to print these all elements. So we are going to write our statement as size plus plus. So this is how we can shift all our numbers and insert a number. So after that we can directly print our array and see what is the output. So let's see how our program will look like inside our VS Code. So as you can see here, we have created our program. So I'm taking 3 variables, size, position and num, and here I'm asking our user to enter the size of array, and here we are taking our size, and after that I have created our array which is of size which our user have given, and taking inputs in array elements, like we are creating a array, so we are taking elements to fill our array, and as well we are taking what is the position user want to put our number and what is the number he want to put at that position. So as you can see here, we for shifting we have used this loop. So this is the same loop what I have taught you earlier. So this is size minus 1 and I should be greater than position and I minus minus. Now after performing this loop, all elements will be shifted by 1 at this right side, and at the middle position we are simply replacing it by our num variable and we are increment the size of our array. So after doing this operation we are simply printing this number. So let's see how our program will look like. So we have compiled our program. So let's see the output. So as you can see here, it is asking to enter a number or the size of our array. So let's take our similar inputs. Let's say size is 5 and I'm going to put our elements 1 space 2 3 and 5. So these are our 5 elements. So after that it is asking to enter the position of insertion, means at what position we are going to insert our number. So let's take our same input 3 and we are going to insert our 6 number. Now as you can see here, we have successfully achieved our output, which is the array after insertion is 1 2 and at the third position we have inserted our 6 number. So this is how you can program this, and there are multiple options you can choose to insert a number inside an array. So this is the one of the easiest method. You can understand it better, and see you in the next video.